up, y'all? It's the world famous.
You're listening to The Darren Green Show. Right here. What's up? I am your humble host, Darren Green, back with another episode of The Darren Green Show. And I'm joined by my co-host, Derek Dahl. How are you?
Hey, y'all. I'm doing well. How are you, Darren?
I'm doing absolutely marvelous. I forgot to record on our Adobe Audition, but it's okay. We're going to keep on going. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button if you are watching this on YouTube. Please be sure to give us a like and a comment because we love when you interact. Follow me on TikTok at the Darren Green TV. Yeah, we don't mess with those other socials. Sorry. Maybe Derek does, but I don't.
Right. Yeah. Make sure you follow the doll on Instagram. Okay. You can follow me at Instagram or at Instagram at the Derek Doll on Instagram. What is wrong with me? Oh, I think it's this.
We are not Smiz now. Come on.
We Smiz, but we've been enjoying a little bit of the red wine. I have been in relaxed mode. Okay, I deserve. So what's been going on with you? What's your weekend report? Weekend, like it's been 2 weeks since we've been here. So like, what's been going on? What's tea?
Well, yeah, I did want to talk about that. The break. I felt like we had a month, like a really big month of, streaming live and interviewing people. Also interview people myself, and then we also came in together with interviewing people from Chasing LA. And I felt like with just me personally, I felt overwhelmed. I was like, this is a lot for me to do like every weekly. And then I felt like also the podcast, the audio version of the podcast was lacking a little bit. And I felt like there's something that I needed to work on. Not you particularly, but I feel like with me. And I said, I need to sit and really reevaluate this podcast before we go back into it. And that's exactly what I did. I started reading, child, because I don't read that much, child. But I read this book. It's called Make Noise, and it's from this author Eric Newsom. He's a podcast producer of like TED Talk and stuff, and a lot of podcasts on NPR.
Okay. Come on, development.
Okay, development. Okay, I'm trying to better the podcast or whatever. But I also wanted to wait until I get my mixer too, because I like to apologize to our audio listeners because these past couple episodes were sounding crunchy as hell. I'm not tell you that time I had to do my podcast on a phone because this computer wasn't working and this computer was acting up today. Let me knock on wood because I don't want nothing to happen. But something was going on audio wise. This didn't sound good, but now, as you can hear, it sounds we're here. We're put together.
We're here now. It sounds nice.
We got the bomb back. We got all my sound bites and everything. Yeah. So I had to take a break, and I think that sometimes when you really are passionate about something, you should take a break sometimes. And this is not going to be the only time we take a break, honey, because if we ever feel, and you too, you can definitely voice that to me also, Derek, if we ever feel like this is too much right now and let's just take a break on it, we can do it. Not too much though, because trying to get to 200 episodes.
Now, Darren, I don't want to be that guy, but I'm looking at our screen, and I must say that I love what you've done. I feel like we've upgraded into something.
Yes, we changed franchises. Let me stop. No, we changed streaming services because
we left Bravo and went to VH1.
Yeah, honey, I was paying X amount of dollars just so I can put somebody else's brand on my overlay. Like, no, it's going to be my stuff. It's going to be the Darren Green Show and the Darren Green Show and all that.
Darren or Darren, because you have an E at the end of your name now. I didn't even notice that. That's what it say.
At the end of my last name?
No, the first name it says the Darren Green Show at the top.
At the top where?
On the overlay. Read it.
Oh, girl, hold on. Don't do me. No, I was drunk, child. Well, let's.
I just thought it's cool, Darren. We on here. That's gonna be your name.
It's not Darren.
You're gonna be Darren from now on. I love it, Darren. Yeah.
I gotta check back on. The
Darren Green Show.
Not the.
You sound fancy as fuck, friend.
Not okay.
Call me. I said this bitch done got some coin and then upgraded the studio. Got his little mixer. Then changed his name. He didn't went French. It's Darren. It's Darren.
Well, we're going to change the podcast to Darren. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Let me look okay up a girl because wait a minute.
Well, no, we can do that later. This is cute.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was gonna do that now.
Yeah. But what else has been going on? Like you've been reading the book, and like what are some of the tips that you've taken from this book that you've been reading?
Well, some of the tips that I was taking from the book was I'm on the storytelling chapter, and that's making it so that it's not too obvious to the listeners. I don't want to share my secrets, but it's whatever. Also,
it's in a book.
But also like just the aspect of being yourself. And I think that especially when I go into my interviews, like I always want to have like I look at interviews and I look at other people interviewing other people, like, you know, people naturally look at Oprah, or people naturally look at this person or that person, and you try to take that into your own. Not taking it into your own, but you try to use their ingredients to try to do it, and it just doesn't come out right. Now I feel like the interviews that I did recently, like the one I did with Pablo and the one I did with the YouTuber Blessings Makosha, I think those were like good, and that was the first time where I've actually that was the first time I was being myself with these interviews. I felt like you have to ask questions. That's the one thing they said in the book too. Ask questions that you actually want to know. Don't ask the generic questions because everybody didn't ask those questions to them before. Like it's not, you got to bring some type of nuance to what you're talking about. And that's what I was working towards. And reading it, I was like, okay, this makes a lot of sense. It's a lot. I have my notes in my little Post-its or whatever, so I can go back to it. The whole 10, explaining what your podcast is in 10 words or less. Like I did the activities that they told me to do on there. How to navigate a podcast with like co-hosts, just so the podcast doesn't turn into two different shows. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like a lot of team building and stuff like that. You know,
nice. So you literally put yourself in a whole new class while you're preparing to wrap up your last semester in college. You decided to literally take a summer school course in TikTok.
Right. Credits.
I love that for you. I love that for you. Nice. Well, good luck, and I mean the work will speak for itself. So we'll see what you've learned.
Period. I'm still gonna be me, honey. It's not like I'm just gonna be on my me shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still reading it, and I'm have another book that I need to read too. So it's just I'm all about growth. You know, it's not going to be perfect the first time around, and that's what I want to get off to my listeners. It's not going to be perfect the first time around. You just have to eventually make it better. But do the work.
That's it. That's all you can do.
I know. So what you been doing? You over here chatting it up with the governor of the state, honey. I'm like, you over here with pride in Newark Pride. I'm like, yeah.
Well, I mean, it has. Let me tell you, this break couldn't have come at a better time. So for me, for those who don't know, I've been a part of Newark Pride for the past like 5 years. I'm on the board of the directors. And a few months ago, I was appointed to be the vice president, and then, like literally in the same meeting, became the producer of the festival. And so, for the past 6 weeks, we've been working on like just planning and like, you know, trying to get sponsorships together and, you know, reach out to vendors and just try to find locations and programs and all that kind of stuff. So, last week, everything it was go time, right? After all the meetings and all the planning, the week came. And, you know, I think I made a post on Instagram about like it's like a blurred dream almost, because I was in it. When I was in it, I was in it. Like I was in it, wanted to make sure that everything went how it's supposed to go. But now I'm looking, I get to sit now and just kind of look back and sit back and just absorb what I experienced. And I've been inundated with responses from community members and about how much they enjoyed the week. And I'm very proud of the teamwork that I saw this past week, the collaboration in our city. A lot of institutions that we probably have never recruited before really brought their A game for this festival. And I couldn't be prouder of the work that we did. And so now it's just about building on what we've created, because we've raised the bar a little bit. So it's like, now we just have to make sure that we continue with our commitment to creating safe spaces for LGBTQ people here in Newark. And that what that looks like is inclusive programming, making sure that we are maintaining our partnerships with certain businesses. There are a lot of queer-owned businesses that are here in the city, and I want to make sure that we are promoting them properly and patronizing them. So, so there's a lot of work ahead, but I really, really enjoyed last week. Like, I'm really, really proud of my team. Like, that's the part that really made a difference to me. It's like just watching people who are good at what they do,
work
together, and then make something that was beautiful. Something that was said to me was that a lot of times you could tell that Newark Pride was the focus was on how things look like. Like, how do we want this to look? How do we want this structure? Blah blah blah. But for me, as the producer, I was like, I wanted to focus on the feeling. Like, I want what is Pride going to feel like for the people that are coming, that are participating, for the partners, for the sponsors, and to know that even now, like it's almost a week now, and I got stopped yesterday. I was taking my dog to the park, and I ran into someone who actually had a program during the week, and he was like, Newark Pride felt so good this year. And it's like that means more than what the week looked like. It's like, how did you feel when you walked away from it? Did you feel loved? Did you feel seen? Did you feel like you were part of a community? Did you feel empowered? Did you feel motivated? Did you feel inspired? And so, like, very, very, very proud of the work that we did and looking forward to the work ahead. And then yesterday I had the privilege of welcoming the governor to Newark for an endorsement from another organization, the Garden City Equality Action Fund. And they work throughout the state on the policy spectrum, like making sure that the protection of trans rights and equality in healthcare, and
that's important. That's the governor, so it's for the whole state too. So
so they deal with that, and so this is the first time they've ever done that endorsement here in Newark, and I was like, I've never done a press conference before, but it was definitely a privilege and an honor to be able to welcome the mayor and his campaign and Garden City Equality here in Newark. So things are thinging, and everybody's like, you should be resting. I'm like,
Williams, honey, I came for social justice.
Not just Portia Williams. Dead. You changed that quick. How'd you do that?
Honey, look, I don't do errors. I'm a perfectionist. I'm like, what? I was like, you did what?
Like, never mind. I'm not gonna ask no more questions. But so that's all that's been for me. And then just to me, my man, my dog, and my cat. Regular shenanigans, them fighting and
regular.
Okay. Just life.
The break has been good. Also, I've been on TikTok a lot. I hope I see a lot of y'all on the live stream or replay or whatever. I forgot to do a TikTok video to tell them I was doing this, but definitely in the future. I grew on it. Like, when I tell you it's oh my goodness, it's like a real community on there. And I feel like the problem that I had, and I remember the first time I had you on the show, and you had those people that came, I forgot what company that was, but it was some kind of production company that you had on there. And they said that, you should definitely try to, broaden your image on Instagram. And that was one of my main problems, because I would post videos. I would post I did the shade room. I tried to do the shade room on all the dogs in there. Hey, doggy.
Yeah.
And I was just posting videos, but no one knew who I was. So they didn't see who I was. And I put my opinions in the caption, which no one reads captions. Okay. They look at the posts. I think with TikTok is that I'm actually doing videos where people can see me, and I'm actually building I'm not going to call it a fan base, because I'm too humble to do that, but a following of people that like my content and people that support me or whatever. I made it up to 1,000 followers recently, just TikTok. And literally, there was a couple of things that happened in these 2 weeks. Freaking Nicki Minaj liked one of my TikTok videos very recently. It was when I was talking about something. Somebody said something stupid on TikTok about her or whatever, and I got his ass together. He ended up deleting the video too, but Nicki gathered him, honey. Nicki liked it, and the power of being blessed by Nicki, because at the time her likes were privated, and honey, there was a whole bunch of people that started following me. There's a lot of barbs that follow me, which I'm like, oh my God, my peoples. But it was a lot that happened on TikTok.
I feel like he hit me and busted my lip. I had to look.
Yeah. Child.
Sorry, y'all. My child is very needy. He's an attention whore, and both his parents are busy doing something else, and he just needs. What do you need? Do you have to pee? What's your problem? He's being very. Hold on 1 second, Darren.
Okay. You want me to just get? Okay. Ooh. Well, let's get into this intermission. I guess I'll wait till he come back and we'll put him back on the show. But yeah, I mean, like, just moreover before we get, because I want to wait until he's back so we get into the hot topics, because that's just how it is. But also with the whole thing with TikTok, I'm just happy that I get to really build like a fan base, something that I never did on Instagram. Like I've got a lot of posts and likes and comments, stuff like that, interactions on Instagram, but I felt like it wasn't towards me, it was towards whatever I was posting. So it's good to see, it's refreshing, I guess, to see a change on TikTok or whatever. Feel free to comment, child. I need someone to go ahead and look at the show or whatever. Child, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, 16 minutes. What's going on, honey? So we just waiting on Derek. Okay, I think he's back. All right.
I'm back, y'all. Sorry, I had to put my baby in his room.
All right, because
wrangle some cows.
Anyway, let's not
That's not Terry. So what's going on in the world? What has happened since we last saw each other, Darren? You're the one that gets to download me, since I'm old now. I don't know what's going on in the world. I just live here.
No,
what's happening?
I watched the Space Jam movie. Space Jam, I think A New Legacy, that's what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, it was a mess, but
it was a mess.
Well, I don't want to be biased because I'm not really into basketball movies except for like Love and Basketball. Yeah. But I mean, and Space Jam was cool when it came out, because I think it came out like, I know it didn't come out at my time. It was like 90s, late 90s or whatever, right?
That's not your time. Wait, when were you born? You were born in the 2000s?
97.
Oh shit! Oh, bless your heart. Okay,
bless my heart. I'm good.
Oh yeah. I'm just saying, like, you weren't here for the original Space Jam.
Wow. I was. Let me see when it was released.
Lord, what a time!
Not what a time.
That was back when R. Kelly was teaching the kids to believe that we could fly.
Wait, he was definitely he was like. Oh, 1990. Okay, yeah, a year before I was born. Okay,
yeah, 96.
So it's around my time.
I was in like third or fourth grade when Space Jam came out.
Well, here's the conversation, because I actually made a TikTok video about this, and it goes into the fact that a lot of people were going back and forth saying whether it's good or bad or whatever, and there was people saying, well, it's a kids movie. It's a kids movie. Like you shouldn't. Because it's people doing think pieces on it. Okay, this is what people do, like YouTubers or TikTokers that talk about it. But the whole thing is, y'all keep on saying that it's a kids movie. Like, why y'all? It's not for y'all 30-year-olds, but it is for y'all. It is for us. Because what child? And I said this on my TikTok. Like, what child is actually going to be like, oh my god, I want to watch the new Space Jam movie? Did they even see the first one?
Who? About the 30-year-olds?
No, the kids. They say it's for kids. It's for kids. I'm like, only kids watching it is parents that grew up watching the first one and saying that, hey, you're watching the second one because I watched the first one.
That's not okay. That may or may not be true, but this Space Jam with LeBron James could be as impactful as the first Space Jam with Michael Jordan. It's just different eras. And so for them as kids, this is their first Space Jam. And then later they'll go back and watch the old Space Jam and see what it was like. But this was a moment, like, it's called A New Legacy for a reason. This is like people who love The Parent Trap. with Lindsay Lohan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who didn't even know about the original Parent Trap until after they'd seen the Disney version.
Right.
Or I think they both were Disney, but like until they go back and see the old one with Haley Mills. And so I mean, you know, of course, people who've seen the original are always going to be very critical of remakes and sequels. Yeah. Like people now, first of all, you know, Still Magnolias, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Which Still Magnolias do you know? You know Still Magnolias with Queen Latifah and like all of them. Like,
see, I grew up around my mother and grandmom and aunts. They did not watch the black version. They felt like
they didn't watch the black.
They were the types to be like, like I don't like the Wiz. I like the. I mean, they shouldn't do over.
Oh, your grandparents didn't like the Wiz.
The do over.
Like the original with Judy Garland. With
I'm like,
Wizard of Oz.
Okay. Seasoning.
So, so it's like the same thing. It's just like, okay, well, if you're familiar with the original, you really don't expect anything really new with a remake.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to be hypercritical because it's like, okay, well, this was really good by itself. Like,
okay,
if you're going to remake it, then, you know, what else can you add to it that's going to make it better or, you know, that much more outstanding than the first one? And so with Space Jam, it's like, well, it's not technically a full remake. It's like
what?
I don't know. You know how like they have those movies that are like franchised,
mm-hmm.
but like they have like different spins in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
I won't say it's a sequel. It felt like it's given sequel.
It did. I mean, they mentioned. Well, I watched it. They and spoiler alert. They made a nod to Michael Jordan. Like
Michael Jordan,
whose characters knew who Michael Jordan was. Like there was a part in there where we actually thought he was going to have a little cameo, but
that would have been amazing if Michael Jordan had popped up in this new Space Jam. That'd have been amazing.
Yeah, and my whole thing with it too, like the part where I'll sit there and say that the only thing that I found negative about the show, the storyline was great. I love how they had I was about to say Michael Jordan, LeBron as this, you know, this person that's militant and he is like full strong on his career and he wants to, you know, sway his son into that direction, but his son is not really into that direction. He's into something else. Good storyline. But the problem is during the whole setup or the call to action in this movie or whatever, it did what Wreck-It Ralph Break the Internet did, where did you watch that movie? Well, there was a part in that movie where they went on the internet or whatever, and then they went to Disney.com or whatever, and you've seen like all the franchises that Disney owns, right? So you've seen Star Wars, and you've seen Marvel, and you've seen the Disney princesses and all the stuff that all the movies and shows that Disney owns. You kind of see that in Space Jam and what Warner Brothers owns. So you've seen Batman, and you've seen this person and that person, this person. They had like little slapstick cameos or whatever when you watch it. And it's like, I was paying attention to who I was seeing in the background more than the actual movie. Like, I was like, oh my God, the penguin is over there. Oh, the mask, and oh, who this person, that person. This, like, it wasn't like I was distracted. And that's why I was like, this is taken away from the actual story, which, I mean, well,
okay.
Not the only person that has these feelings. With the original director of the first movie, Joe Patika, or however you pronounce his name, said that he didn't like it. And said that it was an uninteresting mess and that LeBron is no Michael.
He's right. He's right that LeBron is no Michael because Michael Jordan isn't a billionaire.
Oh.
As an active basketball player. Boom.
Well, he didn't become a billionaire with robbing these black folk of them shoes. He didn't become a billionaire yet.
Boom.
As much as them things cost. Come on now. Yes. And yeah, he's not like Michael. He's better.
People be hating on LeBron. You know what I think.
And that's what it is. They don't like LeBron. That's where.
I think people don't like LeBron, and I know that our listeners and our viewers may try to crucify me for this because you can't get him on his athletics because LeBron. I put LeBron in the same realm that I put Serena when it comes to training and being the best of their craft in their field. We don't like LeBron because his fucking hairline. Okay, now, you got too much fucking money.
Allegedly, yeah, it's not.
Allegedly.
I was really like, listen, I was really like, oh, he about to say some shit. His hairline.
His hairline is aggressive. I don't like it. His hairline is offensive.
Oh Lord.
For the type of money that he has, for him to be sitting up here, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. And I think that's why a lot of people just can't deal with LeBron. But outside of him being, King Bron and being, or any, what I've learned is too, any person who is very confident in their own abilities and isn't afraid.
I kind of hate it.
Yeah, and isn't afraid to be confident in their abilities. People hate them because of that, because a lot of people don't have that about themselves, right? Mm-hmm. And then there's this ideology about humility, where people feel that if you've acquired anything, if you've achieved something, there's like this silent requirement to be humble, right? To be humble about it. And I'm like, do y'all really understand what you're asking people to do? You're asking me to live and dwell and be in the same mental space that I was in when I did not have, when I did not achieve, when I did not blah, blah, blah. But they'll say, remember where you came from. I can remember where I came from and still celebrate where I am.
Mm-hmm. They want you to have survivor's guilt.
Right. I'm just like, you want me to not be and own everything that I am and I have to make you feel comfortable. Being humble makes other people comfortable. It has nothing to do with the person. And LeBron, when he's performing, because I mean, it's sports entertainment, right? It's a multi-billion-dollar industry, because it's kind of like the slave trade was. They had the slaves, and they would do the what's it called? Help me. When they were from the trade, they slaves. What's it called? Auction? Not the auction. They would have the draft. That's like a draft. Right. You know what I mean? Where they would train them to like, this is how much he's this big, blah, 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 like gladiator system. And I'm like, so it's all the same. It's the same vein. And he's just really, really fucking good and successful at what he does. And he's made it. And he also takes the money that he makes, creates impact in his community. And he's living the dream that a lot of people wish they could live.
Right.
And so anything that LeBron James does is going to be criticized. People are going to be hypercritical. But I'm sure it's an amazing
all the good that he's doing.
There is no other person I could think of that if they were going to be a remake of Space Jam, the next person would have been Kobe, and then after Kobe, it would have been LeBron James. So,
yeah,
tell these people to shut the fuck up and go watch the movie. It's on HBO Max. You can watch it for free if you pay for the app.
Yeah,
but if you broke, just say that.
Honey, child, you watch Black Widow?
I did watch Black Widow. I watched Black Widow in IMAX, and it was amazing. I enjoyed it.
Have you been watching Loki or no? Or WandaVision for you?
WandaVision gave me what I needed. After WandaVision, I watched the Winter Soldier thing with the Hawk or whatever. Falcon. One of them birds.
Not one of them birds. It's your Black Captain America.
Right. So I watched that. I haven't really gotten into Loki. I thought about it, but I just haven't had.
Loki's gonna set you up for what's to come. So then that's all I'm gonna say.
So I'll go back and I'll do that tonight. I'm adding this to my list. I haven't watched TV in like 2 weeks. I've been fucking busy. I really haven't been watching TV. Like I just caught up on Married to Medicine's reunion and
I did.
Potomac is back, so I haven't been watching TV.
We'll get into that
later, but so I haven't had a chance to like get into those things. But like I was saying, you watch if you got the streaming service, go watch the movie. And if you've seen the original Space Jam, just watch this movie with a fresh set of eyes, as if you've never seen Space Jam before. Watch it with the eyes of a kid. My pastors tell me all the time, a child's spirit is the most pure spirit, because they're not attached to anything. They're not attached to anything negative. They're not really attached to anything positive. Just go in, watch the damn movie.
Well, I mean, people are just critical about how it is now. I'm always understanding of that, because I've been in that space where people have told a lot of Star Wars fans, y'all need to get over it. This is not about y'all. And just accept what they chose to do with this franchise. And I'm like, No, like no kid is appreciating Star Wars like the Star Wars OG fans.
Okay, well, it's not time for y'all right now. Y'all OG fans because y'all got when they gave y'all Star Wars. The reason y'all are OG fans is because what they gave y'all was what they gave y'all at that time. Okay, and you loved what they gave you at that time. Can y'all not be so selfish and let these kids have something? Can y'all let them enjoy what's happening in their time? It's not about you. It's live in the present.
I get it. Yeah, because
I'm saying like
my generation of Star Wars was
so
the prequels, which came out when I was a child or whatever, and they did talk about the prequels badly, and I always liked the prequels because that's what I grew up with. But I get it, but still,
exactly.
Do better, Disney.
Right, and while y'all were watching those, my parents and uncles and shit were like, this shit ain't nothing, because back when I was watching Star Wars,
they was doing this.
Girl, and they were also getting water out of wells. Okay, let's move forward.
Not water out of wells. Yes, let's talk about my boss.
Let's. And my ex, I've never had a boss. I'm my own boss. My grandmother taught me that. There's nobody that's the boss of me but me. But yes, my former employer, this former CEO of a business that I worked for.
Yeah. He donated $100 million to CNN commentator Van Jones.
And he couldn't give me a raise of $4?
Honey, wow. He over here going to space, and we over here out of scanners. We don't have enough scanners for our warehouse. I'm like, so Jeff, what's really going on?
Half an hours were broke. The printers are halfway working. We had no rolls of labels.
Small loan of $100 million. Anyway, so let's get into the story. Well, the reason why he gave it to him because apparently Jones was a recipient of the Courage and Civility Award, which is one of Bezos' surprise initiatives. And he said that, we need more unifiers, not vilifiers. We need people who argue hard and act for what they believe, but they do that always with civility and never ad hominem attacks, whatever that means. Unfortunately, we live in a world where there's too often not the case, but we do have some role models. So I guess he liked what he's seen on one of his, because he's like a commentator, and he was like, you know what, let me pay this man. You know what, Jeff? Right. I need a studio, and
I need to figure out how to. Yeah, right. I need to figure out how to apply for some of Jeff Bezos' money.
Come on, like
grants and stuff. Like, I need to figure out how to get some myself.
Look me up.
Period.
We love to see it though. Like J. Cole said, I love to see a black man get paid. Okay.
Right. Well, that's not his money. That ain't his money.
No, he can do whatever he want with it. So it's definitely like.
Bitch, you can't tell no black man, I'm gonna give you $100 million. You can do whatever you want with it.
I mean, 50 million for like charity.
50 million is charity. 50 million is added to your account.
Definitely. Just so people don't be like, oh, well, you could have donated some of that to charity. Like, okay, well, here you go.
I'm gonna give you $25 million and then $75
not
million.
25.
Listen, well, first of all, the Bible owner says I got to give 10% back.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 10 million given back to the people.
And
then that's 90 million for my new home, my new car.
Many words about it. They call this great.
Period. To my investing in my business.
Okay.
This award was given to me for courage and civility. Okay.
So
I'm gonna show courage when I go try to get this new house. Okay. Oh. I'm gonna show civility when I'll tiptoe to the bank.
Half is going up in that savings is gonna be loved. Okay, that savings. Anyway, we love to see it, but we got to move on. Oh, let's talk about Kevin Samuels. We haven't talked about him since we had Maxine on, and she was talking about on her other podcast,
male chauvinist and all that stuff.
I'm male chauvinist. Well, let's get into it. A petition is calling out Kevin Samuels a petition calling out Kevin Samuels has recently appeared online. Thousands of people want the self-appointed professional image consultant to be removed on Instagram and YouTube due to multiple controversial statements he made in the past. According to an online removal request, Kevin Samuels has formed a community for men to speak negatively on women, and the petition adds, removing Kevin Samuels' voice of divisive vitriol will allow women to feel safer not only in public spaces but online communities as well. Freedom of speech is a constitutional right for each of us. However, when that speech is loaded with thoughts and threats of violence towards women, manipulation of young women, and even the fantasies of death to women, that freedom of speech becomes a prison for all people who those thoughts and desires are intended to isolate. Okay, so they did their homework for. I looked at the site. They got like 13 signatures. Like it's
13.
even. I quoted that
13 or 1,300, 13,000.
13,000. 13,000. I said.
I'm like, is that 13? I'm like,
yeah, 13. That's not a lot. Better get up.
like that's not even a full classroom, honey.
But no, 13,000. And what I read from, because I took from the actual description of the petition, but that's only half of it. Is like more stuff. They go into details. Now, he makes, apparently to my understanding, he makes content that incites this. It's not him saying or him fantasizing on the death towards women or the manipulation. Well, maybe the manipulation, because he definitely, the people that he have on there, child, I'm like, honey, why are you here, girl? He is ripping you a new one. But the insightfulness, he incites his listeners, his men, his alpha men to be that type of way towards women and Black women in general. And I think that the intentions are good for this petition. I personally don't think it's going to happen. I think that YouTube, he makes a lot of views on YouTube. He has a lot of interaction. He has over 1 million subscribers. YouTube does not want to fumble the bag with this. He brings a lot of people to their app. And I think that if they want to get something done, because as we've seen with James Charles and Sean or whatever that man is that did that thing with what's his name, Willow Smith or whatever, they got demonetized and they stopped making content. I think some type of sexual allegation is going to happen. If they're trying to get him canceled, that's going to happen. So if anybody want to blow the whistle, if anybody wants to blow the whistle, that's the only way that you're going to get him off of YouTube. But other than that, I don't think it's going to happen.
Kevin Samuels is a white supremacist.
He's a white supremacist. So what? Okay, wait. You can't just make some statements like that. What do you mean?
I said what I said. So the reason I say that is because everything that he says or his position in how he approaches women or what he feels their space is in this system is very patriarchal, and it is rooted in the same principles that white male supremacy is rooted in. And it's like, when I think of Kevin Samuels, I wouldn't be surprised if he came out as a Republican, because he carries those same values. Like even the way that you watch how he talks to women when they're actually on his live, it's like, or as if he's putting women in their place. And it's just so weird to me to see that there still are a lot of Black women who will tune into him on Instagram and YouTube to see what his quote unquote advice is going to be. First of all, who the fuck is this man? And who decided that he's the person that gets to tell you how you as a woman need to be to attract a man of a certain level? Where's his wife?
Honey, he's dealing with
where's his
issues.
Where is his wife?
Allegedly, but probably fact.
Exactly. So anything that he says is like with a grain of salt when it comes to me. It's entertaining, but other than that, like, you're just a white supremacist in Black skin, and the people that are going to placate to that will placate to that. So I'm not surprised by him being aligned with or even being seen in the same vein as someone like a Donald Trump needing to be removed from social media because of the type of vitriol that he spits on people and the type of like degrading it's like I can't even really describe it. It's like it's very patriarchal. And even as a man who was raised as a man that was raised in the South, like I get it. It's like it's very conservative values. Like a man does this. They don't even let you decline calls anymore. A man that does this and a woman does this and it's this type of way and all this kind of stuff. Like that's what I get from him. And I you know, it's entertaining because I remember we played a clip from him previously on the show where it was like he ripped into this woman. But I don't like it. I have sisters, you know what I mean? There are women in my life that I value, and that is not the type of man that I would send them to for any type of advice. It's not the type of man that I would want them to go to if they want to be empowered in who they are as women or as people in general. And so, so if they decide to cancel Kevin Samuels, that's fine. I didn't know who he was before, like 3 months ago. He's like a quarantine. He's one of those quarantine personalities that we just got. And he can go back where he came from because we back outside now with real people.
We outside.
Right. We don't have time for that. So the people that watch him, there are the Hoteps. Yeah. Same vein as the Dr. Umar Johnsons or whatever. Like, that's for y'all, but keep the rest of the people with free brains and keep them out of it.
Yeah, and I would also say that's concerning Dr. Umar. They actually got into it. They don't like each other.
No.
At least Dr. Omar has more respect for Black women than he does, and I think that with his content, just since we're on his topic, because I was really just highlighting on the petitioners because I really don't like talking about him, and I really wasn't going to do any research just to prove it because I don't like watching his videos because I get aggravated after watching it. Right. He's a faker. Like he fakes like he actually wants to help these people. And I hate how people say, some people's like, oh, well, Ayanna Van Zandt does the same thing. Like they do the same thing, but people love Ayanna more. Yeah, they love Ayanna more because she's not disrespecting. She doesn't disrespect people just she speaks the truth, but she doesn't weaponize it. Okay. And I feel like this man weaponizes the truth. We all know what he's saying is truth or has some truthful aspects to it. However, the way he comes off is disrespectful. Like he calling people beach whales and just disrespecting people's like women's appearances and all that other stuff. Even when he was on the Joe Budden podcast, which I had to take a break from that show after that shit because I'm like, your co-host, your new co-host over there talking about gays pander to Black women. What the hell we got to pander to them for? No, we're allies. We're allies of each other for the most part. But like, I don't know what was going on over there. But yeah, I'm like, child, y'all go on with this.
It was a mess.
Mm-hmm.
It was a mess.
Yeah.
And he's just a mess.
He's just a mess. Like I said, if you want to get him canceled, I mean, someone's going to have to blow that whistle. But anyway, speaking of which, let's get into news and music because I feel like we need to lighten things up a little bit with music. I mean, ain't that the truth? Now, Lil Nas X. Did you see the video?
I saw parts of the video.
You saw parts of it?
Mm-hmm. I did.
You ain't see the whole thing. Give it a like, and just got a support. Oh, not no. Okay. Well, he definitely said in the before the shit even dropped that this is not for kids. So I'm like, at least he gave them parents that warning or whatever. But I think that when watching it, it's definitely, it's definitely gonna, like you said before we got into it, he's gonna this is gonna be his era of doing shock value stuff.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
So for me, I just like good music, and I want good music. I mean, the visuals are add an entertainment component to it, but that's not good music.
How do you because after you put that in perspective, because I was about to be like, oh my god, yeah, like this is really good. This is really good. I still love the song. It's always it's the music for me. It's just, the videos is cool too. It's an extension. I'm gonna need the album. I just need some information on the album. Okay, I said I wanted the date, and then you was like, have him drop it sporadically.
Yeah, like you don't need a date. What do you need a date for? Let him drop it. The people that want it are gonna buy it.
But I do agree. Yeah, I want him to start.
And why can't you just be patient and let him lead up to his album? Like, if he's gonna drop 3 singles before his album, before he release the album date, let him lead up to his album. Relax, y'all. But you know what that also says? We've become such a popcorn or like a microwave population where we want everything like now. Like as soon as he released "Come In What You Want," "Come In What You Need," everybody's like, "Oh, when's the album coming? We want it tomorrow." Like, no, but that's good that people are like, "Oh, if that's what this album is giving them, give it to us now." But like, let him build up. Let him.
Yeah. I think we're just all under the impression that it was going to be a summer album. First of all.
Okay. He gave you summer singles, so he can give you an album that you can listen to all year.
Well, I mean, hey. I mean, it was definitely eye catching. It was moments that shower scene. First of all, I got a clip of it. We're not gonna be playing on music because YouTube.
The shower scene where it's blurred and we can see the prints and stuff. Oh, okay.
You said we see the prints and stuff. I'm done with you. I need you to stop. Hold on, let me see. Where we at? I mean, look, it did what it had to do. Okay.
Did it do what it needed to do?
It did what it needed to do. I mean, that part right, I was like, oh my God. So that's what he was talking about, it was for kids. I was like, oh, it wasn't for kids. I'm like, oh my God. But the funnier part though, and someone pointed this out on TikTok, was Jack Harlow's feature on that on the song. He literally had like a girl in the background like dancing on him and showing her behind and stuff like that, like just to let people know like, hey, he's straight, like this is not going on. He was in a whole different section or whatever. Like I was like,
well, that's fine.
I love the progressiveness because usually rappers wouldn't do people that are, because we can't account for all these rappers, so you don't know what they but like, it was good to see him on the record. We knew he wasn't going to be like up in that shower scene with him. Like we knew he wasn't going to be in the scenes, but he was there in the music video. But it was a little funny to watch that. I was like, oh yeah, he had to straighten it up a little bit in that part. It's a little bit, but I liked it. I mean, I thought it was good. It's definitely on my personal playlist. It's definitely coming on a couple of times. I don't think that. And me personally, I like The Sun Goes Down more than any of the songs that he came out with.
That's the Heaven one, right?
It's because I don't know.
How does song sound? How I go?
Let me see. I'm trying to. In the sun. It's hard for you when you're fighting, and nobody knows it when it's silent. I myself. Yeah. You know them songs you gotta listen to. You gotta play to it when you're I gave you lyrics, so don't sit there and do me.
I'm just saying the song came out 6 weeks ago. But good.
Good for him. You said song singing about. I like the video. It was a cute little video. This is something that same thing with Panini. It wasn't too much of a spectacle, and I do see that now that you brought that to perspective. That I don't want in the future. I don't want everything just to be like, okay, this is going to be like this big thing. The next big crazy thing that he does, like just, make it about the music. But I don't think we're in that time anymore, to be honest. Because, I mean, look at the artists that are out now. Everything is the spectacle. Meg Thee Stallion's Thought Shit was musically pleasing. However, the music video, it kind of was a spectacle. I mean, sticking it to the man and making that white man's mouth into a vagina. Like it was twerking everywhere. like just literally everywhere, and that's like every frame of that video. You know, it's a spectacle. So I think this is where we are now. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know. Whatever you guys think.
Whatever works, Sean.
Mm-hmm.
Well, congratulations. I feel like every time we talk about Lil Nas, all I can say is congratulations, Lil Nas. Do your thing and continue. Love to see it.
We love to see it. Normani. Did we watch? Did we listen? Did we?
I did. I've heard the song. I've watched the video.
It goes on and on and on. Like, I just felt like it was teasing me every time when she was like sing. I was like, oh my god, is this gonna have that part where I was like, oh no, no. Let me stop being shady first. Let's talk about the song. I love how she sat there and said in an interview that I funded this entire music video. I'm like, what's going on with that label? But it's good that she can do that. I mean, like she got coin, so
good for her.
It was a good production. But yeah, she said that.
I love the video.
I thought it was weird. I mean, I'm like, are they not pushing her or something? Or are they not? Because that's not good. They pay you pay for the whole thing. Oh, okay. Well, maybe she didn't do a 360. You know, let's take that into account. Anyway,
it was a great video.
It was.
I thoroughly enjoyed the video.
Yeah, the video was good. The song, would you put that in your personal playlist on the go? No. Not too drunk.
I'm not sure yet. I have to listen to it a couple more times.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about I mean, I'm glad that she released the video with the song.
Mm-hmm.
Because I love the video. As far as the song, I don't think it's like a song I would like play over and like over again. I loved Motivation.
Okay.
But I'm not sure about this one as much. It doesn't. I mean, it didn't. I'm more excited about her dancing than I am about her singing, and that's giving me Maya. And she's supposed to be the one that's supposed to be giving us Beyonce, like the next level Beyonce. And I feel like Chloe's going to be that girl that gives us that at this point. Normani's become a video vixen. Like,
right.
She's good at videos. But other than that, yeah. But it was a cute video. It was very cute. It was very creative. It was giving me very much 90s, very Missy Elliott vibe.
Very much Aaliyah.
Very Aaliyah. So,
well, speaking of that, her uncle, which was also her manager, wasn't here for it. Well, it wasn't like he wasn't here for it. He did congratulate Normani on the success of the song, whatever, but he also said, in quotes, that I believe Aaliyah would be very supportive of young Black women that choose to emulate her music style. But he said it would have been more honorable if Normani tried to get approval to sample 1 in a million.
Yeah. But he said the same thing about like when Drake did it, or when Chris Brown did the song with Aaliyah in the background. It's just like, bitch, release her music so that we can enjoy it. Like, what the fuck is wrong with this man? Like, put her music on streaming services so you can first of all, so you can make more money, and two, like, come on, like I am. Her uncle gets on my nerves. I'm just.
Now they keep on saying that they are gonna do it, but like it never gets done.
I just wish that she was here. I'm so sick of this man. I'm so tired of her uncle. I am. He acting like this ain't his music. The fuck, like
he act like he the artist. Like
it's annoying.
I mean,
business is business, and getting approval of a sample. I mean, because if he wanted to be, nasty about it, he could get it pulled by saying that it's copyright infringement. He could sue her if he wanted to, because he's over her estate as far as her music is concerned. But yeah,
they can actually pull that song.
Yeah, if it doesn't have clearance, he can pull it from radio. He can pull it from YouTube.
So did they really pull that Robin Thicke song then?
He can flag it. The Marvin Gaye family.
The Robin Thicke.
Well, they sued him and they settled. So
so it's still up there probably.
It should be. You should be able to still find it. But yeah, Normani did her thing as far as the visuals are concerned. The song, I mean, okay.
Well,
it didn't do anything for me, but I love the video.
Yeah. Well,
beautiful gowns.
We'll definitely beautiful gowns. Hopefully, we'll see more of Normani in the coming future. I'm definitely hopeful of some new music from her. I'm still holding out that she is the Beyonce of Fifth Harmony.
Not that okay.
Well, I mean, it's not Camilla.
I wanted to believe that, but Camilla,
she, but then, like, it just, you know, allegedly. Let's move on, because we got to talk about Uzi real quick.
The man with the infinity stone in his forehead.
Now he done bought a planet. Apparently, there was a Twitter page, a verified Twitter page. I forgot where it was, that said that, and this was all over like blogs and stuff like that, saying that Uzi is in the process, or he's already bought a planet that's bigger than Jupiter.
Who did he buy it from?
God, like, who did he like? He bought a planet. And first of all, it's bigger than Jupiter, and they're not saying what the planet is called, so obviously it's not in our solar system.
Okay, so it don't exist at this point. You know how humans are, bitch. If I can't see it, then it ain't real. And like niggas,
how much it cost?
People still debating about men landing on the moon. So I'm like, Uzi bought a planet that's not in our solar system, but who did he buy it from, and how did they get to own it? That is my question. How did you buy a planet? And who did you pay to own a planet? And how do they own it if it's not in our solar system? How do they own anything outside of these 9, almost 10 planets in this solar system? Who owns them?
Child.
That doesn't make any sense. So I don't have time for this.
That's what I'm saying. They saying it's probably a hoax or whatever. But I mean, the reason why I put it on there because I thought it was so bizarre. I mean, it's definitely on brand for Uzi. Like he would do some shit like that. But I'm like,
he got enough money to own. Never mind, shut up. Be quiet. I don't need my own pockets. But Uzi, from what I understand, ain't got money. And now if this story said that Jeff Bezos bought a planet,
I'm like, okay, so
he bought a planet, and he has a vehicle that he could go to it. But Uzi bought a planet that you can't even go to.
Well, I guess he'll be one of the civilians that get to go on the next flight.
I believe he probably bought virtual space in Minecraft or something, because ain't no way it's a real planet. I ain't gonna believe that. I don't believe it. You need more people.
Virtual space. I'm done with you. Anyway.
You need more people.
Yeah. Well, while we were on break, A Whole Lot of Money.
Yes.
Was the remix drop with Nicki, and it was that day was weird because that was the day before that was the day before Nicki liked my TikTok, but also that whole night there was a lot that she was talking about, and then she just threw Bia in there. I'm like, hold on, wait, hold on, Holiday, hold on, wait.
Right, you got to run that shit back.
You got to run that back. I'm like, first of all, who was on Nicki talking about? About the fake love, and when you work with people and you would expect to build a rapport and all that other stuff. I was like, now at first I was like Doja, but then people was like, Megan. Oh,
well, I mean, maybe there can be more than one princess of rap. You can have one queen and have like a bunch of princesses.
Right.
And then eventually one of them will become the queen. Maybe. Possibly.
But we'll never know until she try to revive this Cream Radio because apparently I don't even think she's with Apple no more. I'm like, what? Because the way she was talking on live, she was like, yeah, well, we got to find a studio and all that. I'm like, you're not with Apple no more?
Yeah, her own studio. She should just do it on TikTok. Go where the people are.
Yeah.
Do Queen Radio on TikTok. And do it live.
Or she could do a stream, yeah. Yeah, do it, yeah. Mm-hmm. Have a camera team.
It just makes sense. She can afford it. Do it.
Yeah.
Or Instagram.
No, not Instagram. Instagram is fake. That is a fake ass app. I'm sorry. It's and I even watched this show called Fake Famous, and it's about this company that groups up like a lot of people to see if they can make them fake famous by buying bots, by buying followers and likes and stuff like that, to see if they can actually, eventually get like real likes and stuff like that. And then they found out when they were looking at the places that have bots that you can buy followers, that there's famous people that use it too. Like people like Kim Kardashian, like they name dropped her. I'm like, you sure you ain't gonna get sued?
Well, I mean, but we know that.
So I'm just saying, like, it's something that's why I fuck with TikTok more, and I'm not just saying it because I'm finding like listeners on it or whatever. But it's real people that's commenting. Like, it's literally like I literally made like a video thanking the followers or whatever that I, because that's at that point I made 1,000, and then like I could do that shit on Instagram, and then it'll probably be like 2 or 3 people with this because either it's the algorithm or people on there are just a little fake. But I'm pretty sure it's the algorithm. You won't get no interaction, and then the people that you do get, it's like these little generated, like, oh, promote this or come on the page for that. And it's like, it's just Instagram just seems so fake now. Like ever since they changed the algorithm, it just I cannot.
But because all these platforms are now looking to figure out how to make money off of content creators as opposed to paying content creators.
Exactly.
And it's like, all right, bye, girl.
Lovely T Left. I don't know if you know her. She does a YouTube show kind of like ours, celebrity gossip and stuff like that. This person has a big following. Like she literally left because of the same reasons why I'm saying it. And it's Facebook too, because Zuckerberg owns both of them shits. Damn. I never really got interaction on Facebook, but Instagram, I did have something, but then it just goes away. Like I'm not spending time and effort to make no fucking post on Instagram that I gotta pay for my followers to watch. I done said this time and time again. Yeah, but anyway,
Facebook is once Facebook bought Instagram, I was like, oh god, Instagram's not gonna be that girl anymore.
I hope that whatever's going on with TikTok right now just stay where it's at. Stay where it's at. Do not change that algorithm because people will leave y'all shit. Like I'm telling you, in the next couple of years, Instagram will be the new Snapchat.
Ooh. Y'all don't use Snapchat. I use Snapchat for filters.
I don't.
And
I'm like, girl, y'all still on Snapchat? I'll be looking at it time and time again. I'm like, really? Oh wow, good for y'all, but
Snapchat is great for filters.
Yeah, I actually use it as a mirror, like just to see yourself. Now I feel like I use Instagram as a mirror now. I'll just just scroll on a page. Just scroll, see things. I mean, Instagram works for certain people. I still see people still get likes and interactions and stuff like that. But yeah, it's over for me, honey. It's over for me. I mean, I got my links on the bottom of this overlay, but you can follow me if you want to, but I'm not gonna be on there. Anyway.
Damn. So you just left the game.
I left the community. I'm on TikTok now. Follow me on there.
Heard.
Okay. Look, we don't do that. Anyway, Kanye West, he had a listening party for his album Donda. That's the last topic of the news and music. He performed a couple of his, because he's not finished with it. So he played snippets of this song, snippets of that song. Jay-Z was also performing and stuff. I was like, ooh, him and Jay-Z pieced it up. Yes, Kim Kardashian was there. Like it was at a whole, did you see it? It was at a whole stadium and shit. And I was like, this is weird. It's a lot, too many people up in here. Or that corona. But whatever. I mean, I guess we supposed to be over it. Air quotes. Yeah. Are we here for the album? No.
Good luck to Kanye. He's a genius.
Yeah. I think people really forgot like the tumultuous relationship we had with Kanye now that he's actually coming out with some music and not no Jesus is king or whatever you want to call that. But I mean, I'm happy to see it. I just don't want. I like it when he's not, trying to be president and doing all this crazy stuff. Not you yawning.
Sorry.
I'm gonna give it a look. See, I'm gonna give it a little listen when it comes out. See what it's about. Because Kanye does make some good music. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
And he's produced a lot of great music too.
Absolutely, anyway, he's a genius.
Mm-hmm. I guess this is a case where
we want a new body. I don't care about nothing else y'all
right.
talking about. We want new body
and the video,
the song and the video. I don't care about this album. I don't care. Give me new body.
All right.
You can drop as many gospel.
Do it as a single at this point.
Just give me new body. I don't care about nothing else at this point. Just give me new body. New body will sell the whole record, but I don't care. I do like his ad with Sha'Carri Richardson, but other than that, I don't care. I want new body. I don't care about nothing else. I want new body. Kanye, if you're listening, and you're probably not, but just in case you find this video, 5 or 10 years from now, just know that we wanted new body, and that's all we wanted. We wanted new body. The song and the video. We want new body. New body is what we wanted.
Lord. All right.
We want new body. Next
guy. Anyway, reality check. Love and Hip Hop Atlanta is back after it's been a year. And we left with Atlanta and we came back with Atlanta. I watched the first couple episodes. I will say it's Love and Hip Hop. Like, I'm not expecting no Bravo type. Well, Bravo is not even giving us Bravo no more. But that's real tea. But Yandy being on there is interesting. I love her doing the whole social justice thing. That's cute. And then her whole interaction with her adopted daughter had a lot of people talking. Was she right to do that? To send her off back to her grandmother or whatever. I will say this about Yandy. It did seem kind of weird. It seemed like something switched after Mendici came back from prison, which probably made the girl feel away. And you already know when someone knows that they're adopted, like they're always gonna feel like we're not. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm here, but I'm not really here. So I can understand where the girl's coming from. Erica Mena and Safari. Lord Jesus. Like I don't like Erica Mena because of all, she was shaded the queen. But the shit that Safari is putting this girl through. I mean, really. That's
what she wanted.
Atrocious. No, that's
not what she wanted.
But like, all right, when you come into okay. I think what she was going into by maybe even though he had bad relationships with other people, doesn't mean that maybe it's not going to be like, you can't like say, oh, this what it's going to be like. Like I didn't expect, me personally as the viewer and no one of Safari or whatever, we knew he wasn't going to be shit. I think with her, Erica Mena is, she's a pretty girl. She's pretty privileged and all that, what you want to call it. She is. That can never happen to me, but it did. And you over here, your son is in the NICU and he's over here partying. Now, I don't see
where he's supposed to be at a hospital.
I mean, it is your child. I mean, it's just everything about that is nasty.
He didn't want no more kids. He said on like he didn't want any more kids anyway. I don't expect anything out of Safari.
You knew what you had to do.
I don't expect anything out of Safari. Nothing. Good music. I don't expect that from him. I don't expect him to be entertainment on television. I don't expect anything from that man. Nothing. So good luck, Erica, and that baby. Are them babies? Because now this is baby number 2, right? Yeah. Good luck to
Well,
all
they on
three of you.
their way for divorce. I mean, that's she vandalized this shit. And I said in the comments or whatever, and somebody, one of my followers or whatever, gonna be like, why would you say that? And I said, good for her. She destroyed this shit. I was like, good for her. Not you, honey, not you slumber.
I watched the whole first 8 hours of the premiere of Atlanta, and I'm just like, I'm bored. I'm bored.
Carly Rae with Lamar Odom. I'm like,
that's weird.
How long that's gonna last?
Two episodes, because
now that girl's real. That is a performative ass person. Like,
she's good. She wants to be a Jocelyn or like a Nene or like she wants to be like that character for like whatever franchise she's on.
Giving Cynthia.
Well, yeah, it's giving very much Cynthia. It's giving very much. You could leave tomorrow and we'd be okay.
We'll be okay. We're like, who that?
We'll be fine. Speaking of Cynthia. So, have you heard about the latest tea with Atlanta, with Real Housewives of Atlanta?
Of course.
What is going on there?
Well, they said that they clean the house. You know, they are allegedly kicking out Drew, LaToya, and even Cynthia. And
okay, Cynthia's boring. LaToya's not even married anymore. And Drew, I think Drew could stay. I feel like Drew has a lot to offer. She's the only one that's really married and has like a family. Well, besides Candy, has a real family.
Okay, no,
the other girls, I'm like, the other girls aren't even really married.
Oh, they was talking about giving Marlo that peach. Finally,
we talk about that every year. I believe it when I fucking see the premiere and when they release the super trailer and I see her with a peach. I believe it. She's an aunt.
T.
She's not a housewife. She's nobody's wife. So
they're gonna have to think of something. Well, they did say they was gonna bring back Sheree. Well, they do.
When they gonna bring her back?
Rumors have it that
when they gonna bring her back?
They're gonna need to bring her back. She's gonna have to pay for them light bills. She's gonna have to pay for the house. I mean,
but when are they gonna bring her back? September, spring, summer. So the word on the street is that she has a new interior design business that she wants to be able to promote. And I think that Sheree will be able to like stir the girls up a little bit. But considering everything that's been happening since the reunion, I think that Portia is the only person that's worth watching at this point, because her life outside of the show has become very, very interesting.
You heard the news about that too? They said
about Simon being a scammer and a renter and all that.
Not even that. It's something that Fallon said about Portia dated his cousin or whatever, and like he used to talk shit about Portia like to her when they were married or whatever, and now I think I still have my thoughts on that situation. I mean, it's messy. We're gonna want to see it.
I want the mess. I don't these other people. Give me the mess. That's what we watch it for. It's escapism. Give me the mess and I'll be satisfied. But the rest of these girls, it's like
they're keeping Candy.
I know Candy's got a new project coming out.
Kenya got a stake, you already know.
Don't care about that so much. And then Kenya, I just want her divorced and in therapy.
Not in divorce.
Cynthia's
gonna be gone, child.
Cynthia's been boring me for 2 seasons. She's boring. Who else? Portia, very interesting, entertaining. LaToya, they didn't even have to bring her on in the first place. Drew, I like her. I think that her being married and showing them, protecting her home and her being a mother and trying to figure out what the fuck her man went when he went to Florida for 3 days. Like, other than that, these other girls aren't giving what needs to be gave. I also been hearing talks about them bringing back Shamora. What's the name? Is it Shamora? What's the name?
Oh no,
Shamari. Yeah, they think about bringing back Shamari.
No, one season wonder girl.
I just want Nene.
I don't like
bring back Nene. Bring back Phaedra. Bring back Sheree. Maybe Kim, and get rid of like LaToya, Cynthia. Yeah, get rid of them. Get rid of LaToya and Cynthia and bring back real entertaining women from Atlanta.
Well, you heard it here. We want to manifest.
That's what we want.
We're manifesting that Nene is going to come back. Come on now. Well, I mean, I won't rule it out. I think Nene might come back if
she's burned
an agreement.
I don't know. She's burned that bridge. I don't think she's ever going to do anything at NBC Universal. I don't think that Nene's ever going to be back in that particular space.
Right.
I hope that she gets her own show on another network. But other than that, these girls aren't giving what needs to be gave. This was the lowest ratings that the franchise has ever seen. So with them cleaning house, it's just a way for them to try to revamp it so they can bring back their ratings. And they can only do that if they bring back the old girls. These new girls are just not it. They're just not. They don't have it.
And y'all cheap as hell. Y'all ain't cheap with the mother house, but we ain't gonna get into that. Whatever. I think
with the white ones.
Yeah, with the white ones. You know, they Vanderpump and all of them, they get paid what they want to get paid. But
right. Period.
You been watching Potomac?
I have been watching Potomac.
I've been meaning to watch them. I keep on forgetting about them. Like,
I don't know how you keep forgetting, child. They're entertaining as well.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the first 2 episodes they got out. I had to catch up because the past 2 weeks have been just so like, well, the past 3 weeks actually have been kind of like a
roller coaster,
a tornado.
So. Well, we got to get it together, and I think that's it for our topics today.
Oh, yeet!
You said yeet. Not you ready to
know what I mean? Know what I mean is like, I'm so happy for everybody that's winning.
Yes,
I'm rooting for everybody black and
everybody black. Speaking of that, we're with that Insecure season 5, child. I'm waiting. Anyway.
True.
Thank you guys so much for listening or watching the show. We love to hear what you got to say. So please be sure to, if you're watching this on the replay, comment, tell us what you think below. Follow me at Darren Green TV on TikTok. And, that's what we're promoting today. Okay. Ariana. Okay. So until next time, I am your host, Darren Green.
I'm Prince Derek Doll.
And this is the Darren Green Show signing out. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
If you like what you heard, please don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button and give us a 5-star rating. As always, enjoy the convo. All right. Let me stop the Audacity. No, not Audacity, Audition. Woo! Oh, wait a minute. We still broadcasting. Hold on.